My wife has a saying that forgiving isn't hard until it's hard. And that's the experience that I've had. You know, small things we can forgive easily, and other things are really hard. In talking about this, we want to try to give you some hope and some value to why forgiving is important. There's a story I heard that there was a fellow who 20 years previously, riding his horse got spooked and threw him. He fell to the ground, landed in a very terrible way on his back, broke bones, and surgery and whatever was done, but he lived with terrible pain for 20 years. And he would describe his pain as a 10 out of 10. Terrible. And he'd sought all sorts of help, and nothing was making it go away, and he decided to seek prayer about it. And a wise person said to him, "Did you forgive the horse?" And he said, "Well, that blankety blank horse has caused me 20 years of pain." And he was bitter and angry at that horse, hated that horse, understandably. But it was explained to him, as I want to explain to you, that forgiveness relieves us of a lot of stress, a lot of body issues. And they basically talked him into it, and he said, okay. And he quietly said, "I forgive the horse." Almost immediately, the pain in his body began to subside to around a 5 out of 10. And it quickly moved to completely pain-free over a matter of a week. This is the power of forgiveness, because forgiveness is not about the horse. Horse doesn't need it. Forgiveness is for us. I did some research just online, just doing a quick look at what are the problems that can come from not forgiving someone, just from a purely medical standpoint. And I looked into John Hopkins, Mayo Clinic online. You can Google this. Physical problems, symptoms of unforgiveness. And the list is lengthy in a secular website, saying they've seen people's blood pressure go up, heart problems develop, depression, anxiety, all sorts of physical problems that people have from unforgiveness. And they found that if people forgive, they stop taking all the medicines, they're taking fewer medicines, they have better sleep, they report physically feeling better, and they have a lot less physical complaints. This is all documented. When we hear from God, like in the Our Father, "Forgive us our trespasses, we forgive others," the reason God wants us to forgive is because He cares about us. He knows the detrimental effects of unforgiveness. And so I'm here to basically say, yes, what has happened to you is grievous. When we can't forgive someone, it's because we are seriously hurt. And we want to lash out at them. We want to get even with them. There's all sorts of things that rise in us, and I get that. I've been there. I've had people that I couldn't forgive them. A lot of times people struggle with forgiveness because they have a false idea of what it means. Well, if I forgive them, then I have to just forget. You know that saying, forgive and forget? Well, that's not God's view. We still remember the injuries. It's just that we end up feeling better as a result. Or people say, well, I have to deny I'm feeling angry. Well, no. Anger sits on top of pain, hurt. And so the anger you feel is very real because you hurt. You've been deceived, lied to, betrayed, physically hurt, shamed, whatever has happened, stolen from. The real pain, hurt is there, and that's what makes you angry. But bitterness takes its toll, and unforgiveness takes its toll on our body. There's an old saying that we say is that, we decide we're going to choose to stay bitter and not forgive. But what ends up happening is it hurts us, not the other. We think unforgiveness, holding that back, is going to hurt them. It doesn't. It hurts us. Forgiveness is about you, helping you let go. And your body will love you for it. Another thing that we feel that I can't forgive because I feel like I'm excusing them, saying, well, it wasn't wrong or whatever, or just sort of somehow pushing it under the rug. No. In God's eyes, everyone is responsible. Jesus himself said that. No man can get away with the things that he's done, the unloving things, what we call sin. Everybody's held accountable. Jesus says that. Your forgiving doesn't dismiss the charges. It just helps you let go. They still have to face the consequences of their actions. Another problem people have in forgiving us is, well, that means I have to start trusting them? No way. Well, again, that's not God's idea. If people are toxic, we can't trust them. It's not safe to trust them. And good boundaries say, I'll keep my distance. And there's examples of that in the Bible. David stayed away from Saul, kept a great chasm between them because he knew Saul would kill him if he got near him. When we have something bad happen to us, whether it's the horse or a person, there's usually three things that happen when something bad happens to us and where anger starts. There's a little story I like to tell of the person that decides to go for a walk along the edge of a woods and sunny, beautiful prairie on the left, and sun, warm, gentle winds. It's just a beautiful, gorgeous day. The flowers, butterflies flitting around. Take your shoes off because it feels great to feel the grass in your feet. And then all of a sudden, thud, their foot hits a stone that's a big stone sitting right in the middle of the path, the walking path. And it hurts, and you get angry. And the immediate reaction is three ways. Well, where is that blankety blank person? What were they thinking putting that stone right in the path? So we're mad at someone. We can also get mad at ourselves. How could I be so stupid? Why didn't I notice that rock? Now my toe is blasting with pain. We blame ourselves. We don't forgive ourselves. But we also get mad at the rock, and behind that is mad at God. Well, you could have stopped that from happening. Where were you when that happened? We get angry at God, and we're bitter at him. Does God need forgiveness? Not for his sake, but for your sake. Forgiveness is about setting you free. That's what God is looking for. He wants you to be happy and free. And unforgiveness just ties us up in knots. We lose our peace, our joy. And I'm offering to you today that the freedom that God wants for you comes through forgiveness. And I've seen terrible, terrible situations, terrible, terrible things that have happened to people. Horrible, too horrible to even share. Murders and rapes. And how do you forgive that person? And it takes grace. I've always said forgiveness is a supernatural act. It's God within us helping us. I marvel at Jesus on the cross. He was tortured, beaten, mocked, shamed, ridiculed, his hands and feet nailed to a cross to die. He's staring out at all of those jeering at him, laughing at him, the cruel, terrible mistreatment. And he looks out at them, and his words are recorded. He said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. And the words that Jesus spoke are important for us. Would the person have done it if they would know what that would do to us, our whole life, how it would change us? Our freedom comes by forgiving. Jesus gave us the example of that. And will the anger go away immediately? Maybe not. It takes a long time for those toxins to leave our body, but peace will come. Let me pray. Father, you know the pain they've been through. They're watching this and saying, I don't know if I can do that. Father, you've forgiven them. They may not have sinned in the same way towards someone else, but they've been unloving, and yet you want to forgive them. And as they have asked you for forgiveness, you forgive them. And so you want us to do the same. Would you give them the grace, Father, right now, to forgive that person that seems so unforgivable? And if you can close your eyes, if now is the moment or later, it's 3 simple words. I forgive you. And those words will set you free. Just say, I forgive you, even if it's just sheer willpower. It'll go deeper into your heart and you'll let go more and more every day, but just the simple words, I forgive you. And let God's peace comfort your soul.